And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at a game called Stakz with a Z, and you know that when a game ends in a Z, it's a game that should be worth talking about. This is a game in which you're stacking different plastic pieces on top of each other by the same color or the same shape. This may sound very similar to a popular card game. Is that true? Let's find out. You're going to take all these tiles and mix them up face down, and each player is going to draw two of each color, and you're actually going to have these standing in front of yourself so that only you can see them. I just have them face down here for purposes of showing how the game plays. You're going to put two randomly in the middle of the table. One person goes first, and you simply go around the table. On your turn, you can place it so that you can put the same color on top of a stack, or you can put the same symbol on top of a stack. And you're allowed to place one on top of each stack, but there are some rules. Each stack can only have two of each color in it. So now that this one has two purples, I can no longer put a purple in it. And then at the end of your turn, you draw one from here, any color that you want, and you keep going. Now, when a stack has, and don't worry about the actual stuff, but as soon as a stack has, let's say that it was like this, as soon as a stack has one of each color in it, then you split the stack evenly, or as evenly as possible. Then you can also add another one to the top of each of those stacks. Along following rules, I can't put this one here because that one still has two oranges on it. But I could put this green one on top of it. And as more and more stacks show up in the middle of the table, it's going to be easier and easier for you to play your pieces. There could be up to 8, 9, 10 stacks out there. And remember, you're allowed to put a piece on each stack. Of course, as you get down to fewer and fewer tiles, it's going to be trickier to do so. But at some point, someone will put out their last tile, at which point the round ends. Each other player gets a point for each tile that they have in front of them, and then you start another round. As soon as someone gets 12 points, the game is over, and whoever has the fewest points is the winner. The pieces for the game are fine. The symbols on them are pretty easy to tell apart, and they stack very satisfyingly. My biggest problem with these pieces is only that on a lot of tables, you can see on this table, I can't stand them up. They're top heavy. They work better on a flatter surface. Like you'll see, they stand better on this paper, but if you have a tablecloth on your table or anything, they're going to fall over more easily. Then there's the box. So this is kind of a cool box here, the way it looks, but it opens like this, and it's not easy to open. It took me the longest time to figure out how to open it because it gets stuck a little bit, and then you can put all the different stack things inside it. But I wasn't that impressed with this. So is Stakz Uno with tiles? And the answer is kind of. That's the way that the game sort of plays. You play the same color or the same shape on top of things. And it's a little more strategic than Uno because I can sit there and say, all right, I see you have a lot of orange left because I can see what colors you have. I don't know what shapes you have. I see you have a lot of orange left, so I'm going to make sure I put orange on top of these towers so that there's two orange in each one, so you can't do that. And I'll place this one here, which will cause a split, which will then hopefully let me put some more out on that. There's a little bit of strategy there, but there's not much. It's very simple. Now, I found that my kids enjoyed it. This is certainly a game that ramps up, and in fact, there is definitely a slight first player advantage, but it's a game that ramps up. At the beginning, there's two stacks and two stacks and two stacks, and finally someone breaks one. Now there's three, and then one of those gets broken. Now there's four, and the more stacks, suddenly will be someone's turn, and they'll go, huh, boom, 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 I'm done. And I don't think at the end you're going to sit there and go, strategy. No, there's not. And in fact, while I didn't dislike playing the game, it was fine. It's not a game that I would ever pull out, but my kids enjoyed it. And so I'm going to recommend this one for kids. I think it's a nice alternative to Uno. It is definitely one where it's fun to stack tiles. That's much more interesting than stacking cards. The splitting in half is a neat mechanism and looks cool as you put them out there. So this is not a game, again, that I would play with adults or that I would even pick to play with my kids, but if they want to play it and they did enjoy it a lot, then that's the kind of group that I think this will work with. Yeah, the box is annoying. The tiles are cool, even though they do fall over on some tables, but it is a silly, fun, and very light and fast game that kids might enjoy. So that's Stakz. I'm Tom Vasel. We'll see you next time. Dice Tower Judgment, kid approved.